Alright, so, hello y'all. Hopefully you are doing well. As you could probably tell, I have not made a video in, I think when I'm releasing this, it would be about 5 days. I'm recording this on the 25th, the day before Thanksgiving, at least in the US, and it'll be coming in on the 27th. So, I just want to talk about why that gap has happened, what has happened, and why we need to talk, as you can see in the title. It's been a lot of things that I do want to touch on, that I do want to talk about with the channel itself, and just myself, with the future, and all that craziness. Now, if this is somehow your first video, and you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so. But I first want to just say that all the support that you guys have given me over this past year has just been phenomenal, and we're now like around 150 away from 26,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, I haven't made a video in about 4 days as I'm recording this, and I will have not uploaded a video in about 5 days when I upload this. So that has been for a lot of reasons. I kind of thought after that Red Wings video I was going to take a little bit of a break, and then I got the confirmation that some family would be coming over for a couple of days, which that has been these past couple, so that's kind of kept me busy too. But I kind of just thought maybe I'll take the Thanksgiving break, we'll see what happens, and kind of take a week off, and that's kind of how it's been. And yeah, I mean, this has kind of been a culmination of a lot of things, and it's kind of been a long time coming. I felt really scared to actually take a break on YouTube because it's not usually something that I do. I like to pride myself on doing a video every day or every other day. It kind of alternates sometimes the schedules depending on where we're at in the off season or in the season. But I just felt like I just sometimes felt like I couldn't take a break, and there would be times where I would want to and I just couldn't. And a lot of that came down to me just being burnt out, and me telling myself I won't be burnt out, I'll be able to get through it, get through the growing pains. That never worked. And I would sometimes find myself even more burnt out afterwards, and I felt like I just needed to just take at least a week off. And it was the perfect time for that. We're in the middle of the off season. We probably have a month to go, probably a month and a half maybe, until the NHL season starts back up. And I felt like it was as good as a time as to ever do it. And a lot of that was because also of how the channel was doing. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Ever since the reverse retro jerseys, it seemed like nobody has come by the channel. And that's just my bad mind and my pessimistic mind saying that. But it kind of felt that way. So I thought, hey, I could take a break here. But again, it's been a lot of the mental side of things for me. Recently, this November has been really hard for me personally, just in a personal life setting and on YouTube as well. And it's just been a lot to juggle. As a lot of you guys know, I'm 18 in next February, and I've been kind of just trying to handle that whole situation, becoming an adult. Not exactly the easiest thing, and for me, trying to juggle a YouTube channel that is supposed to be doing every day, trying to juggle career aspirations, school, social life, family. It kind of all came to a big combining this November, at least to start out, and it just kind of spiraled out of control. So I was like, hey, I'm just going to take a break. I'm just going to go for at least a few days, see what happens, and that's what I did. And from what I can report, I honestly feel as good as I have since like March. I say it a lot to like my family and stuff, but the first 3 months of 2020 were just insanely good, and then like late March hit, and it was just quarantine, and that's what it was. And we're obviously still in that and trying to do the best we can to stay safe, but it's just been not easy, and we're still in this for the long haul. Maybe we'll see what happens with a vaccine, but it's just been a tough go of things, especially in my personal life. Not even just for my family, but in my social life. I mean, it's a thing because when we went into this quarantine, in terms of friends that I had in real life, a lot of them moved away or started going to college or something, and that was before the quarantine hit and everybody was in their houses. And at that, even before it, I was kind of starting to feel like I should make some new friends and get out there a little bit more, and I was starting to feel a little bit lonely. and then the quarantine hit, and then it's just like you got cut off completely, at least for me, and from a lot of people that I knew. So it was just not an easy thing, and I think one of the main reasons I got through that was because the playoffs came at the perfect time in August, to where I could shut my brain off, stream all day, make a bunch of content, and kind of just hide that part of my life away for a little bit from my mind and try to keep it out. But obviously, when there's nothing going on, it's not as easy to do that. So it's kind of been hard for me in 2020, at least on that note. But I do just want to say that during this break, another reason why I didn't want to take the break was because I could focus on myself a little bit more. I mean, if I could, obviously, I would love to get like 1 million subscribers and make the YouTube channel the main thing. But even where it's at right now, again, you guys are the reason where I'm at right now in terms of what I could potentially do in my career. It's crazy. You guys have surrounded me with such amazing supports, especially over the past couple of years, and it's been a fantastic ride. But for me, YouTube, at least mentally, sometimes can feel like it's never going to be the main thing. And I've said it before, but I do want to become a hockey commentator, and I do want to make it to the NHL someday in regards to that. And the YouTube channel, I think, will always be a part of myself, but for me, at least in the future, I don't want it to be the only thing I have. I want to be a hockey commentator, and that's going to take a lot of work, and that's going to take a lot of time that I can't spend on the YouTube channel to make that happen. And a lot of that comes with the school side of things, and that's a big thing that I've neglected for a very long time, is school. And this is before even the YouTube channel started. And then you have the YouTube channel and the hours that comes with that, and it just compiled to a thing where I simply was not doing nearly as good as I should have. And over this past week, done a lot of preparation in that regard, and I do want to get into thankfully I'm in a position to go into college, even though the college debt and all this in the US is an absolute scam, and it's absolutely horrible. Thankfully, I'm in a position where I can, at least financially, be not as burdened as some other people, and it's still been hard to think about that, but I do want to get to college. I do want to get into a good school that can put myself in a good position broadcasting-wise, because, again, that's what I want to do. And especially over this past week, I've commentated over more hockey games than I ever have. And some of you guys might say, oh, the live streams when you did that. But it's not really the same thing, because you're commentating over the games, yes, but then you can, with every whistle, just go to the chat and have that as an absolute cop-out. With actually commentating games, you don't get that. And I've obviously learned that a lot. But I've been commentating over a lot of old games in the NHL, games that I had no idea what actually happened in them, some minor league stuff. And sometimes I would just go into NHL 21, put up a CPU versus CPU game, and just let that roll. And maybe it would just be my mind. Maybe I'd do it in front of a mic or something and just record it. But I would just commentate over the game, and that's kind of how I did it. So that's kind of how I'm practicing right now in quarantine. Obviously, if not a lot of hockey going on, even regionally here in Texas. I'm always open to opportunities, of course. But I don't know. I'm just trying to progress that a lot more than just the YouTube itself. I still have a lot of plans for this channel, of course, and I still have a lot of content ideas, which we'll get into in a minute. But that's the main thing. That's the main thing that I wanted to focus on, was just myself in general. And I would say mentally, I'm doing about as good as I have throughout this entire year. It's been a great process to just shut my brain off, and that's the main thing for me. Because for me personally, I have a big problem with shutting my brain off, and this is a thing that's stemmed ever since I was a kid, because I made myself proud that I was such a great multitasker. And yeah, I'm a great multitasker, but what it does is it clogs up your brain. It makes you think about all these different things at once, and all these different insecurities at once as well, and it just all kind of jumbles together. And over this break, I've just learned to focus on one thing, take as much time off as I need, and just kind of shut the brain off for a little bit. Still focus on what I need to do and how I need to do it, but not take it as seriously as I usually would. And that's also something that I've come to learn with, because I don't really talk about it that much on the channel, or at all, really, to almost anybody. But I suffer from, I've learned that I've suffered from pretty bad anxiety throughout my life, but it's mostly been over these past few years, even before the YouTube channel, just in my teenage years mostly. from that, mostly because of that school, mostly because of that career. And the thing is, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it at all. I'm going in the sports industry. It's not gonna be easy, but thankfully I'm in a position where I can take some risks and I can simply chase my dreams. And that's what I plan to do. That's at least what I'm trying to do right now, is to go in that direction. I think the YouTube channel is still in that dream scenario, but in my perfect scenario, in my dream setting, the YouTube channel isn't my #1 thing. It would be hockey commentating, and it would be the hockey media world. And obviously YouTube still has a lot to do with that, and it will always be a part of my life, I think. I still love making videos, but I don't think it's the main goal for me, or I don't think it's the end goal either. It's just a part of it. And again, you guys keep that part of me running, so I appreciate that a whole lot. But that's kind of a lot of what I've done, to be honest. And the thing is, too, obviously, if I still loved making videos 100%, I don't think I would have taken the break. But especially since the reverse retro jersey video, I kind of started running out of ideas, and a lot of what I've done over the past week has been getting a lot more stuff together. And as I'm recording this, I've recorded 3 videos before this, I think, that are set to go out throughout the rest of the end of November. So as I would be uploading this, it would be Saturday. I have stuff for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday right now. And I don't know how long I'll be going every day, but I'll try to go every day until the start of the season. We'll see what happens at that point. But honestly, with the motivation right now, I do have the motivation to go every day with content. And I've thankfully got a lot more ideas for that. So a lot more will be coming then. But the thing is here is it's been tough in the off season too, because with the style of content I put out, I mean, obviously for everybody the off season is bad, but when I'm making a video, like let's say I'm making a video that covers one thing for every team. I mean, I've done a bunch of those videos over the past year. You guys absolutely love them, and I love making them. But for instance, like the worst jersey for every team video did bad in my regard. Which my brain obviously processes as an absolute failure. It's not though, but it still did bad for what I usually expected. And when one of those videos does bad, it kind of put myself in perspective, because those videos take just to research, it takes a couple of hours at least. And it's just tough to realize that in the off season that's just the way it is. But that makes it harder to just justify making them. But at the end of the day, I still love making them. I still like putting the time into them. It's just that I wasn't ready for the returns to not be what I was expecting so quickly, because it just seemed like after the first week of November, like everything plummeted. So I've just been kind of learning how to manage that again. Again, it was the same thing in the last off season. It was the same thing in the off season before that. So it's something that I probably should be more prepared for. But it just is the way it is. But I am hoping in this last week of November and going into December that we'll finish the offseason strong. Hopefully we'll see the start of the season in January, but if we don't, there'll be a lot of World Junior coverage as always on this channel, so look out for that. But yeah, I'll be uploading this on Saturday. I will tease the Sunday video a little bit. So again, the official return will be on the 28th. And that'll be the best Hall of Famer, or the best player on every team that's not in the Hall of Fame. That's what I'm going for right now. So I've been putting a lot of work into that. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I know you will. I know you will, because it's a good video. So expect that to come out at the usual time of 3:05 p.m. Central. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at right now. But at least throughout to the next week, it'll be probably every day content, and then maybe every other day in like mid-December or something. But that's pretty much how I'm rolling right now. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to talk about today. Just a lot of mental things, to be honest. And again, I feel like I really needed that break. I felt it was really good to get that underway. Obviously, we're in the off season, so it is the perfect time to do it. And I felt like it was pretty needed. And I will say this: like one of the only reasons I didn't do it in the first place because I thought that the YouTube channel would die or something. But even if it does, I mean, you still have to take care of your mental health first and foremost. And I appreciate all you guys that have watched this video, that have watched all the way through, watching me ramble today. I absolutely appreciate it. It's been a fantastic ride. I mean, as much as I put it in Tampa right now, it's been crazy, the support throughout 2020. I mean, let me see, what were we at in 2019? we were okay. So I have all my subscriber things on the wall over there, on all the milestones, at least on the sticky notes. And when we hit, or in 2019, we hit 9K on December 24th, 2019. So that just shows how crazy we're right. It's been throughout the last year, and it's all because of you guys supporting the videos and supporting the channel as well, and all that. I mean, it's been a crazy ride. I also forgot to mention that I'm having my driver's test on December 8th. So I'll be getting my license hopefully then, which is a big fun thing right there. But yeah, that's basically how it is. I mean, again, a lot of this has just been, a lot of it on the mental side too has just been me being just pretty exhausted with almost being an adult, right? I mean, again, I'm turning 18 in February, which is so incredibly weird to think about. And a lot of that mental hurdle stuff has just been me kind of like, holy crap, I'm an adult. Or I'm going to be an adult. Why the heck am I not doing more? And just my brain just trying to go against me all the time in that regard. But it's just weird to think about that I'm almost at that point. And especially in this pandemic, I couldn't think of a more interesting time to become an adult, to be honest. But we'll see what happens. I'm taking it one step a day, or one day at a time, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, that's basically just how I'm feeling right now. Kind of a little bit of a channel update thing. And I do realize, I'm sorry that I didn't put anything out, that I'm like taking a break or anything, nothing on YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter, or whatever, nothing like that. I just felt like that was the best way to get away from it all, was to just disappear and go through a few days without doing anything. And so far for me, it's produced some pretty solid results. I'm pretty motivated for the next week, at least content producing wise. And yeah, I feel like I'm in a pretty good position right now. And as I said before, again, I do want to pursue that place in hockey commentating, and I feel like I have an opportunity to do it. It's something that, especially throughout this November, which has been pretty tough, as I've been practicing more and more, it's been one of those things that I can look towards and just always be happy doing. And I even if I don't make it in the NHL, I want to do that as my day job. I want to do that as my main thing, because it's just so much fun to be able to cover the game of hockey, but to be able to commentate it is even more fun and even more crazy. So that's pretty much the avenue I'm going to go towards mostly. And again, this YouTube channel will still be there. I think at the very least I'll be doing like a video a week, but that'll be like way down the line when I'm commentating the Stanley Cup Finals and have no time at all because I'm extremely rich and extremely popular and I have this beautiful wife, hot model wife. You can maybe clip this in 20 years, show me, and I got that completely. It's hockey commentating, folks. That's not going to happen. But yeah, that's basically what I'm looking at right now. Those are the dreams. Those are the aspirations. And yeah, hoping we hit that someday. But again, thanks so much, all you guys, for all the supports, all the craziness for the playoffs and for the draft, for free agency. It was just absolutely ridiculous. And all the people that have been watching the videos since then and have still been supporting, even though YouTube likes to suppress the videos with the YouTube suggestions and all that, it's been fantastic. So thanks so much for watching this video all the way through. If you watched this video all the way through, put down in the comments down below Roman Polak for Norris. That is all I gotta say. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you are new. Join the Grav gang if you haven't already. And yeah, look out for a new video tomorrow. That'll be the best player on every team not in the Hall of Fame. So look out for that. It's going to be an absolute banger. And I'll see you in the next video or stream. Thanks so much, guys. Goodbye.